talk to me. I be over here.
Music.
Hello, and welcome to episode 16 of Paranormal Addicts podcast. I'm Kid, as usual, everybody knows that. I'm here with my co-host, Chris, and our guests today are Joe and Dominic. So, guys, introduce yourself to everybody, and let's get ready to roll.
I'm Joe B. With Next to Kin, and this is my son.
My name's Dominic.
And we are Next to Kin Paranormal.
All right, so we always start out with just a few icebreaker questions, just to get conversations going, So our first icebreaker question, you actually see there on the screen. I've been playing with the banners today, so you see it on the screen. It is what is your favorite location, and what is your bucket list location?
So my bucket list location is Trans-Allegheny. I really like to go there and do that one.
Good place.
But I think my favorite location to go to, I'm going to have to say right now, it would have to be what?
Oh, never mind.
Old Hospital on College Hill. That's a very, very cool place. What's that?
I was supposed to went there last year, and I had an emergency come up, so I plan on getting there to the hospital on College Hill. It's on my calendar for next year. That's one of those locations I've always wanted to go to. So,
yeah, it's a great place.
So the next icebreaker question is, what is your favorite piece of equipment, your go-to piece of equipment? And you can't say yourself. I mean, we all know that we're the best piece of equipment there is. So yeah. What's the best piece of equipment that you had to buy? How's that?
Millimeter.
He likes the millimeter.
Millimeter's good.
I don't know if I really have a favorite piece of equipment. Gonna say probably the recorder, my little, handheld EVP recorder that I use.
You can't go wrong with that. That's one of those. To me, that's one of your EVP voice record. Those are a have-to pieces of equipment. Whenever I have somebody join my team, we have them go through orientation and all that stuff, and that's what I tell them. I was like, I don't expect you to run out and buy every piece of equipment out there, because it gets expensive. But I do expect you to have a recorder and a flashlight. So that's a piece of equipment you can't go wrong with. So
yeah, no, I
got some happy birthday shout outs.
Oh. There you go. Happy birthday, Larry and Jason. Are you just turning 21?
Maybe with about 20 years experience. Jason and Larry are both really good guys. Jason, he's the founder and lead investigator for Get That Ghost Tennessee, and I've actually had the privilege of doing a couple of investigations with him, and he's actually one of those people who really preach pair unity, So he's a good guy, and then Larry, Larry's Larry. He's the award-winning filmmaker and all that stuff. He was actually my third guest on the podcast. So he's actually going to be I host the Paracon every year in Western Kentucky, and he's actually going to be one of my guests next year. This year my headliners, if that's the term you want to use, my headliners are Aaron G. Thompson from 28 Days Haunted, and then Gavin Kelly from Haunts and Legends and a bunch of shows on Paraflex, and then I got Then I got Kelly Schaefer, JB Coates. There's 10 speakers. We have 10 speakers, 30 vendors, 3 food trucks. So it's kind of a big thing.
Yes.
It started out as a small thing, and like I said, I'm in Western Kentucky. The biggest city, the biggest town around me is Paducah. That anybody knows of Paducah, Kentucky. I actually live in Mayfield, which is outside of Paducah. But used to, for whatever reason, Mayfield or Graves County decided to adopt Halloween as their thing. So that's their travel season is Halloween. They do a thing where they call it Haunted Graves, and every weekend in October there's some kind of event in the county. So last year they asked me if I could do something. You know, they're like you know, we got a legitimate paranormal guy in you know, so why don't you do something? So in 3 months I threw together a little Paracon last year, and we had like 5 speakers and 5 vendors, and we had 75 people attend. So that was pretty good. Well, this year we went. I was going to do a little one again, but Nashville, Tennessee, is the biggest town in my area. We're in that region. Nashville is like 2 hours from me, but Nashville used to have the Haunts and Legends conference every October, and it was a big one. Well, they folded last year, so there's no more Haunts and Legends. So since Haunts and Legends ain't happening in October anymore, everybody was like, "Well, yours should be bigger." So that's how we got big. We're now at the Expo Center. We're now at the Expo Center at the fairgrounds, and we got knock on wood, it all goes good this year. It's been a lot more stress this year, but I'm looking forward to it.
I could imagine. Oh my God, I could imagine.
What location do you have? What location do you have by you, Joe?
Oh my gosh, we have the closest one we have to us. It's probably like 30 minutes. Is Pennhurst.
Oh, you're in PA.
Yeah, we're in Pennsylvania. Yeah, we're in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. We're located between Allentown and Philly. So we're like close. We're close to a lot of really great spots around here, but Pennhurst is probably the close. Well, I shouldn't even say that, because we have the George Taylor House up in Catasauqua, and we have Selma Mansion down in Norristown too. They're all probably around about the same, but Pennhurst is probably the biggest one. That's the closest to us.
Pennhurst is actually my bucket list location. I haven't made it there yet. I'm going to be there. Yeah. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it next year, no matter what.
Pennhurst is actually one of my favorite locations.
Yeah, it's my son too. He'll be right back. He goes. I'm actually on the website. Oh, really?
Yeah, on the Paranormal Memorial website.
Oh, that's cool.
Pennhurst Memorial, man.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
I actually helped out find one of the people's lost ones online. So, and I actually found that article.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So
yeah, I seen all the
banner for you.
Yep.
So yeah, I seen all of the posts you put up about Pennhurst and all the tidbits of information and stuff, and that's fantastic that you're able to get all of that information and educate people on it.
To me, when I first went there to Pennhurst, I for whatever reason I was doing an investigation, and then when I came home, all of a sudden I started finding Pennhurst stuff left and right. Their documents, their records, their newspaper.
Oh,
wow. I don't know. I said, I said, I should not be finding this. I'm like, Okay.
Yeah.
I kept doing it. I just don't know. It's
Wow, that's crazy.
it's
But I
it's
mean, I've seen you do a lot of different research on a bunch of different locations. I see you putting up all different stuff, which is awesome.
Hudson Valley, Ledgeworth Village. Um Ledgeworth, Hudson Valley, a lot of other places that people don't know. Connecticut,
Yeah.
Fairfield State Hospital, and whatever I can find, I can put out there that needs to be told.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. And the information that goes with it is amazing.
Yep. So I thought,
Yeah.
why not I put Ghost Exterminator, make it into an archive, on Facebook privately.
Uh-huh.
So instead of a group chat,
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
So I make it personal, and I make people look at it and read it and whatever.
Yeah.
And I just tell people, don't save it because it stays in here. I don't want,
Yep. Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, no, absolutely.
But if you want, just let me know, and then I will say yes if it's for a project.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. That's
If,
cool.
if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, absolutely, I do.
But yeah,
Absolutely. So yeah, he goes to Penhurst quite a bit because it's so close.
Yeah, 45 minutes.
Yeah, he's I don't even know how many
Yeah,
times
but-
have you been there.
Probably 20 plus times now.
So yeah.
I don't have any. Unfortunately, I don't have any big location anywhere close to me. The closest to me would be Ravenly Hills, and it's 2.5
Okay.
hours away.
Oh wow. Yeah.
When I say I'm smack in the Bible Belt, I mean I'm smack in the Bible Belt. Growing up, and this is a topic we'll tackle here in a minute. We might go ahead and tackle it now since I'm about to do a lead way into it. But before the whole pop culture hit everything, I've been investigating since 1992.
Oh wow.
So I'm an OG in the field.
Yeah.
And I had to take 3 years off because I had a brain and spine surgery. But
Okay.
so I've been back. I've been back for 3 years, going on 4 years. And but being from where I'm from, being from where I'm from, growing up, whenever somebody found out I was a paranormal investigator, the reaction I most commonly got was, "Oh, you worship the devil," and so now that we have ghost hunters and all that stuff,
Yeah.
now I get more. Now I get, "Oh, you mean like ghost hunters, or you're a devil worshiper?" I still get that a lot too. So the question, well, the question being, so what do you think the positive and negative effects? How do you think the para pop culture? That's my word. I came up with that word. How do you think para pop culture has affected the paranormal field?
Well, I mean, that's kind of how we got into it, is the whole thing on TV and all the shows. I mean, I always knew there was something there to it, just never really was into it. And he got into it from watching it all on TV, and that's how we got into it. I mean, I think it's good and bad. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's like 50-50. And there's just the non-top
Yeah.
parts.
I mean, yeah, it's the thing that you see everything on there is a lot of what they'd say, everything's a demon and all that. And,
I hate that garbage.
that's crazy.
That's just networks trying to.
They're actually lot of paranormal locations are actually cracking down on fake paranormal.
Yeah,
I mean-
and
I mean-
when I talk to people, I tell them, I'm like, it's not like what you see on TV when you go into a
Yeah.
location and do this. I says you have to go and experience for yourself. I tell people, yeah, there's definitely
There is definitely
negative
some dark
energy there. There's definitely negative energy there,
Yeah.
but for
Well,
the amount of time, for the
I'm not even going to say, there are demonic hauntings out there. But everybody has to realize you're talking about the minority. Not even, I mean, like a vast minority. I'm talking about less than 1%. I'm actually a trained demonologist. I actually trained under
Okay.
Bishop Long. So, I understand there's there's the possibility. Let me put it like that.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. But,
There's the possibility, but it's not every.
It's not like
it's not
what they're
every
portraying.
episode. It's not every time you turn on YouTube. And the thing is, and you just talk about how you're not like on TV. I actually say that a lot, and I actually posted on my team's Facebook page. I actually have a post that says, "We're not as seen on TV. We're investigators, not actors." Because
Exactly.
that's what a lot of people have to understand when it comes to when they watch the paranormal shows. I've got where I honestly don't watch a lot of the shows anymore because as an investigator, that's just not real to me. That's just not the way it is. But
Yeah.
I understand. Like Ghost Hunters, Taps, Jason, all of them. They're legit. They actually do research. You can't base it on the 30-minute TV show you see because they've investigated for 12 to 24 hours to get that 2-hour footage you see on TV. So
Exactly.
And then then you have Ghost Adventures, which I like to just get over. But Zach is not an investigator. He doesn't even really claim to be an investigator. If you actually research it, Zach is an actor.
Yeah.
Doing the show, and that's what he is. That's what he claims to be. And then you have other ones. You have hit or miss. I actually got where I really enjoy the Ghost Brothers show right now. I like it because they're just real people and they investigate, so that's kind of cool. You have to take the good and the bad. My wife likes the paranormal, and she enjoys watching the shows, and she enjoys me presenting her my evidence. She doesn't investigate with me, but she enjoys it. And her complaint about a lot of the shows, she's like, well, every time they're on location, they find something. I'm like, you have to realize that's made for TV. If they do an episode where they don't find something, people's not going to watch. So that's why they find something in every episode. So So and a lot of times you don't realize who the people really are, like on TV. Like I was talking about Aaron Thompson earlier, from 28 Days Haunted. Aaron's became a good friend of mine, and when I first got introduced to him and stuff, I only knew him from 28 Days Haunted, and I had never watched the show until I found out he was going to be a guest on the podcast, and so I decided I had to do some homework and subscribe to Netflix and watch the show. And I'm not going to say that I'm a big fan of the show. The concept of the show is really good. The concept of the show was they chose locations based on the Warrens places the Warrens went to. There was the most haunted locations that they went to, and they locked these teams in the building for 28 days.
Yeah.
So I mean, the concept was good, but anyway, long story short, so I didn't when I first been in, I was kind of stand backish because I was like, is he a celebrity or is he actually a investigator? And
Yeah.
so the more I got to talk to him, and the more I actually research and that kind of thing, Arian's actually been investigating for over 20 years. So he he's the real deal. So like you said, I think, but for the most part, I think the para pop culture has opened up a lot of doors that we would have haven't opened before, and it's definitely opened up the conversation and made it more mainstream. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. Like I said, that's how we got into it because he's seen it, and that's how we got into it. And then we just started talking with other people and stuff in different locations we were able to go to. And, so it's definitely something that, helped, but at the same time, it kind of hurts sometimes too.
Right. Yep. It's just like anything else. There's a saying, you see it all over Facebook every so often where it says that, in the paranormal field, there's no such thing as experts or professionals. And so that kind of falls in that kind of category. But that statement is not 100% true because technically a professional is just somebody that gets paid for it. So we actually have a lot of professionals out there. Now, whether they're the legitimate experts or not, there's room to debate on there. But there are professionals out there. So So moving on to more important things. Let's talk about all of us we're all part of the Get Haunted family. So matter of fact, I tease Rob all the time because you're one of the Get Haunted mercenaries. And
yes, we are.
I tease Rob all the time that when I grow up, I want to be a mercenary. Yeah. I mean, I do it in a joking manner, but I mean that really is, one of these days I plan on being a mercenary. That's actually what I go, or whatever you want to put it. But when I say that's what I want to be when I grow up, obviously that's in a kiddie way, because if I'm still waiting to grow up, we're in trouble. But anyway, tell the people out there what exactly a Get Haunted mercenary is, for the ones who don't know.
So basically what the Get Haunted mercenaries are all about is we're a bunch of individual teams, and we have our own identities as like we are next to kin, and all the other teams that are out there that help with us, like Two Brothers Paranormal, they're mercenaries as well. We have our own identities, but we're part of the Get Haunted family. And what we do is when they have events, they ask us to help out and be lead investigators when they have the event. And that's basically how we got wrapped up into it. And we've been having a blast with it. We like to travel and stuff, so we have no problem going anywhere that they, ask us if we're interested in going to. And we jump on that as quick as we can. And we help with other stuff that if they ever need help with, getting anything done, getting stuff to a location or from a location, helping other teams out or doing stuff with other teams. So, I mean, the Get Haunted mercenaries are not just about, helping with Get Haunted and stuff like that. It's about helping out everybody that's part of Get Haunted and the entire Get Haunted family. Like Two Brothers Paranormal, Mike and Adam from them, we're actually doing a couple collabs with them as well this year. So, the Get Haunted mercenaries have really come a long way as to Rob's vision, I think, to what he expected us to all be. and we just have a blast with it. We love helping them out, doing stuff for them, and that. And it's great that they trust us to take their baby, and run these locations like this for them and help them out to be the lead investigators. So, and I mean, we were just going to so many different events with Rob and Get Haunted. Is that they just kind
Rob's
of
just such an awesome dude.
he just kind of one day
ahead.
threw us into a rotation to help to help them out when they had, it was one of the biggest sellouts they had. They kind of threw us into the rotation to take a group. And I guess he kind of liked what we did, because not too long after that, the whole kind of Get Haunted Mercenaries thing started up. So, and it's like I said, we help at locations, we help promote stuff on the network and share stuff out and kind of help boost everything. So, I mean, they help support us and boost us up for what we do. So why can't we do the same back to them? So, but yeah, it's great. We love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about the community and stuff. Period. I mean, even before I got into the Get Haunted, I always promoted prayer unity and all that stuff. And what I like to say, whenever somebody asks, the paranormal field should be a community, not competition. I mean, we should be there to help each other out, make the field better. I don't get all this hate that people get, especially the hate that Rob and Sarah get. Those are two people that definitely don't deserve it.
I agree. I agree.
Only thing, it's like I've told Sarah many times, the only thing I can really tell her is when it comes to, the people that do that, angry people promote angry. That's all it is. Jealousy promotes anger. There's no cause for it. Rob's a great guy. I actually, I really talk to Rob about every day. Once a day. Sometimes I think he gets tired of talking to me, but I still talk to him. Matter of fact, he's actually working on new team shirts for my actual team, which is
there you go.
My team is Ken 10 Paranormal. See?
Yep. Oh yeah.
And he's actually doing new shirts for us, and we're actually getting the Get Haunted logo on the sleeves.
On the sleeves, yeah.
So I mean, we're 100%, part of, so and I'm actually talking with Rob and Sarah, maybe playing an event with them next year. I got two locations that I've kind of looked at. Either I thought about doing either a location at Ravenley Hills or at Ashmore Estates. So either one of those locations would be good. And Rob and Sarah, they're actually going to speak at my Paracon next year. So
that's awesome.
So maybe you guys should come down too. See,
we just might have to. When is it?
Yeah, September 27th.
September 27th of
next year. Yeah, 2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll have to take a look at that and see.
I'm actually going to Gettysburg.
When are you going to Gettysburg?
For
the Warren's Paracon?
I'm planning on it.
In September.
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
Well, we'll be there. We'll be there.
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
That's actually going to be our very first Paracon that we are actually going to be a vendor at.
I heard it's going to be the biggest Paracon.
It's
they were when we were talking to Dan and Wade when we were in Missouri. They were saying San Antonio bringing Annabelle there was like 700 people. They're thinking like over 1,000.
Yeah, I think they're thinking like anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 people in September. It's coming through Gettysburg
Wow, that's a lot.
for that. Yeah, so it's going to be a great event. They've got some really cool people coming out. Jim Beaver from Supernatural is going to be there. That was I don't know if you guys watched it. That was Bobby. He played Bobby on Supernatural. So, and I mean, look at all the artifacts they're going to have there.
A friend of mine, Matt Bennett, is going to be there. So
Okay, yeah.
he's a friend of mine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of great people there in September. So, I mean, Gettysburg is going to be a huge event for them again. So, we're looking forward to it. And again, you know, Dan, Wade, Tony, and all those guys, nicest group of guys that, you know, we have met. I mean, so many of the people that we've met through here, but those guys, you know, because we look at them as like, you know, on top of the mantle, you know, like they're like top of the mantle, like we worship them almost, you know, just because of who they are and what they do and what they deal with. So here we are, you know, we've got to be such good friends with them that we talk with them all the time, and to be a part of this with them and do things with them is just an amazing opportunity. So why not do it?
And that's one thing I got to, next year I got to do more is do the traveling. But my team, I love my team, but they don't like to do the travel expense thing very much. So so if it's something like that, I have to go. I usually have to go by myself. Like you know, this year I did Brushy State Penitentiary in Tennessee, and you know that's an expensive location. So I went as for I went with another team on that. You know, but yeah, next year I'm definitely going to travel more. That's something that I used to do a lot pre-brain surgery.
Yeah.
Was I used to actually speak at a lot of paracons. I actually have not spoke at a paracon since I've been back from the brain surgery, and that's mostly on me because I've been asked. I've been asked repeatedly. But you know, going back to the whole how great the Get Haunted family is, you know, Rob and Sarah, and you know, they helped me get my voice back in the paranormal field. You know, that's how, you know,
they help everybody with that. Not only your voice, but everybody. I mean, when they say they help promote and lift, it's exactly what they do. Because before we became such a big part of the Get Haunted family, it was tough. We didn't know which roads to go or who to talk to and stuff like that. And, you know, the first time we met Rob was back in
I was like 14 and 15.
It was a while ago over back in the White Hill Mansion, and we were talking with him. And before he left for the evening, he was like, guys ever have any questions? He says, just hit me up on Facebook, send me a message. To hear that from an owner that does these kind of things and is willing to help you and help promote you and do stuff with you, you know, and help you find your way through this, it was great. And then I met Sarah last year, not about a month or two after that, in Gettysburg, and she was like the same way, you know, like seen her a couple times on her show and stuff like that, messaged her a little bit here and there. And then when I actually met her in Gettysburg, it was like, you know, she could have been like a long lost sister. And, you know, she's just so welcoming. And they're like people that you've like good friends you had in high school that you haven't seen in years, that when you meet these guys, that's exactly how they are to you. Like they're that long lost friend that you haven't seen for years, and they could pick up a conversation with you, you know. And then how they treat you and welcome you, and it's just amazing. So we've had a lot of opportunities open up to us that we're just grateful to Get Haunted for. And again, being part of the Get Haunted Mercenaries was just another, feather in our hat for us, is the way we look at it, to be so included in everything that they do. Just like everybody on the P3 podcast programs like that. How great is that for everybody?
That's awesome. That's awesome. And and real fast, and then I'll say my piece of the podcast. I'm actually going to be speaking at my first Paracon since I recovered from the surgery in September. That's the reason I can't be at Gettysburg. I'm going to be speaking at the Paracon that's going to be at Ashmore States. It's the Paranormal Conference. I'm actually speaking on paranormal ethics is actually what I'm speaking on. So,
cool.
I'm actually speaking again. But yeah, talking about the podcast program. So I obviously take pride in my podcast, and I try to put forth the best product I can, and that kind of stuff. And
I'm the one who's trying to upgrade it.
So I get a lot of times I get frustrated because I don't necessarily see the viewers I think I should and stuff, and I got really frustrated. We had an episode where we had Aaron G. Thompson as our guest, and you would have thought that would have been like a big episode, especially because Aaron promoted it. Of course, Rob and Sarah and Courtney and Trevor, everybody promoted. Well, we only got on the live. We only got maybe like 25, whatever. And I was frustrated, and Rob and Sarah were talking to me, and like you said, that just shows you how they really are family, because they didn't ignore me, like a lot of owners would or whatever. They were right there talking to me right then, and they were like, let's wait and see how it does on the channel, because 6 o'clock on Friday probably is not the best time slot. So we started watching it on the channel, and we ended up with over 1,000 views on that episode. It's less about the numbers and more about how encouraging Rob and Sarah are. Because they're actually, I consider them my partner in this. They don't help me. They don't help me with the guests or anything like that. But really, I feel that they're just as vested in this as I am.
Absolutely, they do.
Anyway,
it's nice to have that guidance from them. You know.
So let's move on to the next question. The next question. Let's talk about investigating. How would you categorize your investigation style? Do you consider yourself like a scientific investigator, or do you an old school investigator? What's your investigation style?
We're like 50-50 with it.
Yeah.
So
Dominic says we're more like 50-50 with it. We do a little bit of both, We do a lot of old school. And I think the reason we're 50-50 is because he's the youth and I'm the age. So that's probably why, our styles are like that. So I think we're that's probably why, right?
yeah.
Because he likes to do a little bit more of the newer stuff, the more scientific part of it. And I like to do a little more of the old school stuff. So,
My favorite piece of equipment is the REM pod.
Yeah,
I love that thing.
We have like 4 of them.
yeah, we have like 3 or 4 of them, but we don't pull them out all the time. Once in a while we do, but we really don't. I mean, the newest thing we got that I kind of like is my tripwire.
Tripwire is good. I actually actually make tripwires.
Who
because,
authorized
if
this? Rob came in.
If you buy them from like Ghost, if you buy them from like Ghost Stop and stuff, they're kind of expensive. So I actually got where I make those, and I'll make it for me, and then I have other people who are like, well, can I buy one? So I sell it to them too. So yeah, my team's kind of the same way you guys are. That's one thing I tell everybody that I think makes Can 10 Paranormal unique. Apparently not as unique as I thought it was, but that was one thing that I think makes us unique. We as we put it, we do old school style with new school technology. So we combine both of them, and I think it's kind of like you said. It's because we have a hybrid of ages in our group. My team is a big team. We have 12 active members, and that's a pretty good. That's a good sized paranormal team.
Yeah.
And and we have some that are young in age and in experience, and then we have some that are veterans like me.
Oh yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
look at Rob.
Those badasses. That's right. We are the badasses.
So Rob's got me thrown off my game here. Rob, how you doing, folks?
Well, let me answer Damien's question. So he was asking, is older more guts or more chicken? I think it depends on where we are and what's happening at the time, Damien.
There's my presidential ticket, Rob.
So we were in Sweet Springs, and we had bats down in the basement. Yeah, we were out of there. We booked out of there pretty quick. We had enough. So I'd say older right there, more little chicken on that with the bats. So, but there's been other times too where I've just ran out of stuff, and I don't know if you have.
Multiple times I've ran out of stuff.
Well, I mean, when I'm ready to run, I don't think you have.
You're ready to run, I'm not.
Yeah, and then when he's running, I'm not. So,
So, I mean, I think a lot of times when it comes to an investigation, when you go to a location,
Rob never runs.
He just screams.
Or tries to post it.
He can't run because of those tight jeans. That's the problem. But I think a lot of times when you go into a location, whether you're actually a clairvoyant or whatever, once you've been doing this for a while, you kind of develop a sixth sense. Whether you're actually a clairvoyant or not, you still develop that sixth sense. I actually am a clairvoyant. And that's kind of why I got into this at such a young age. Because in '92 I was like 6 years old, I guess, and I was actually 17. But anyway, Rob, you behave.
Oh my god.
I think when you get it, when you walk into a location, I think it's a big thing to do a walkthrough before you even set up equipment or anything else. So I think when you do that walkthrough, your sixth sense kind of lets you know what equipment you need to set up and where to set it up. So so I think that's the important thing. I'm actually hyped because I got a phone call from a friend of mine last night to investigate a place. I can't really say the name right now because it's one of those things, But it's a hotel in Paducah.
Oh, he froze a little bit.
Froze, yeah.
Italy.
You froze and you got quiet.
Yeah.
It's all you now, Chris.
Yeah, it's all crickets.
Yeah.
It will come back. It does this once in a while.
Okay.
I mean, with all the storms we've been having.
Yeah, and that the
Yeah.
storm's coming up and through too, so I'm sure that's
But
happened.
it's gonna be clear tomorrow. So
Yeah.
look at Rob.
Yep. So see, we're talking about all this kind of different
he
shit.
recently got hired as a
Yeah.
property manager, so he gave me a call last night and was like, "Would you like to investigate?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." So I'm actually gonna go Monday, and do a tour of it, and so, but I'm excited about it because this place is named after a famous author, comedian of the time, uh, and and it's a 9-story at the time hotel. They've turned the top 8 stories into apartments now, but the bottom story is still the dance floor and the dining area and the event center. And it's
You're going to give too much away, man. You're going to give it away.
and what are they going to do, Sammy?
The Rob.
And Rob, I don't want to hear you. I've been trying to get you to come to Paducah and you go to people in my prayer class, so don't be talking about no hotel. Rob, I know what you're waiting on. You're waiting on going to Hopkinsville with me. That's what you're waiting on. You want to go see your friend in Hopkinsville. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm excited about that. So, Rob, you don't have to stay off my show. So anyway, so
Wade.
yeah.
Wait, there you go. There's our buddy.
So do you guys do residential investigations, or do you just do like the famous locations stuff?
So we haven't done like any thing that's
Like officially.
Like- officially a residential. We've been to more of the more famous ones, I'm going to say. More of the more popular ones are the investigations that we've been to. And I mean, this past year really was the first time that we really did our first solo investigation with that as well. And that was again at the George Taylor House up in Catasauqua. So
Do you ever plan on going to the Sally House?
the what?
The Sally House?
I
In
don't even
Kansas?
know where it is. In where?
Kansas.
Nope, I never even heard of it. I mean, it's in Kansas, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I never even heard of it until now. So the Sally
Kansas.
House, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, like I said, we're not afraid to travel, so Sally House. So have you been there?
No, I heard a lot of paranormal investigators did investigation and they get really good activity there. So,
Yeah,
so
no, the furthest we've been is so far is Missouri State. Missouri State Penitentiary. That's the farthest we've been. We haven't gone out too much past that. And of course, we've been out to Indiana there for Billy Creek and ISS. That's the farthest we've been. So
in the Sally House, there's a ritual in the basement that took place there, actually, in the basement.
okay.
And the doctor was there was a doctor there helping the little girl named Sally. I think she was 8 or she was young, but she had a the kidneys, like what's it call it?
Kidney failure. She had dialysis.
No, appendix. Her appendix burst inside
Oh,
and
she had
died.
appendicitis.
Yeah. Her
Oh.
appendix burst.
Oh, down there. Wow.
Yeah.
Did you
And
ever
she-
hear of the Sally House in Kansas?
Yeah, Project Fear went to it.
Oh,
Yeah, her appendix, and she died from it after
and
that.
yeah. Huh. Wow. I never knew, never heard of it until just
Yeah,
now.
the doctor couldn't even save her till then, so it
Hmm.
it's a crazy house, but they said there's something very, very dark in the house, so
Oh.
and
Speaking of dark
people
houses in Indiana, so my team is traveling, believe it or not. We're traveling to Indiana in October, and
Mhm.
we're going to the Monroe House.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's one place I want to go to is the Monroe House.
Moreau
Well, I mean,
House is awesome. I'm
Check
really on
out
top of that.
if the date that we're going works for you guys, you can join us for sure.
Oh, that would
That
be
would be
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, send me a message after the podcast, and I'll look and see what the date we have, because I can't remember exactly the exact date.
That's
I have too many
next
dates
year,
in
right?
my head.
Next year?
Yeah. Yes. And
Cool.
so yeah,
That place is actually very crazy, the Moreau House.
Huh.
It has very, very, very dark presence in that house. Like
well, you said you guys are cool as a
you'll
cucumber.
find out when you go.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna say anything.
Yeah. Yeah. When I remember that when we were with Wade and Dan at Old College Hill. Yeah. Hey, Scott, what's up, bud? But yeah, that was the first time last year is where we met Wade and Dan, and they were there. That was cool. Oh my God, that was so cool to have them there. And to be able to investigate with Wade and Dan and again see their approach to investigation and stuff like that. Again, we're constantly learning when we investigate with all these different people and new people. So
like I said earlier, I've been doing this for like 106,000 years, and 30 years, which is a long time in the paranormal field. But I consider myself learning every time I go on an investigation with another team or another person.
oh yeah.
And Raid is one of the people in your year or whatever since I've been part of the Get Haunted family. He's one of the people that I've come to have a deep respect for. So I'm actually working on getting him on the podcast here before too long. So yeah,
That's cool.
I would love to be able to investigate with Ray sometime. But one of my sayings that I say a lot, and I'm sure some people get tired of me saying it. In this field, you're either green and growing or you're ripe and rotting. So and I plan on continuing to learn stuff. Because things are so different than when I started investigating in the 90s. We had no idea what a REM pod was, or a tripwire, or Ovilus, or pretty much everything we had was a K2 meter and a voice recorder and a flashlight. And that was pretty much it. So I mean, if you're you have to constantly be learning. And I think the more you learn, and the more important it comes to be able to debunk stuff. I feel as a paranormal investigator that it's our job to debunk.
I got the old Missouri soup boat for you, Rob, when I see you.
I think it's our job to debunk before we present anything as evidence. So Because not everything is paranormal. So. I completely agree.
Yeah. And yes, Mark, you are correct. He is older than me, so Rob must have an A2 if I have a B2.
I think I'm losing control of my own show. I think it's Rob's infantry mentality getting to him. Too much gunpowder inhaled or something. He's forgetting how old he really is. I can't say anything. I'm sure I got a few years on everybody, except for maybe Wade. So I'm not saying anything.
There you go.
I'm not saying that I used to ride dinosaurs to school, but I saw the news report when the meteors hit. So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying some of the ghosts that we investigate now were my classmates in school. So that's what I'm saying. But seriously, I don't even know what we were talking about. Oh, we were talking about how we have to be constantly learning. So
yes.
one thing I take pride in, and like we said, hey Ray, at least you got here. I got Mr. Clean look here. But anyway, but one thing I take pride in, not that I consider myself an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I do have a few years of experience with me. So one thing I take pride in is working with other teams, especially younger teams, newbies and stuff. And I take pride in working with them and teaching them the ropes and stuff. So, but anyway, believe it or not, we are about out of time. So, thank you guys for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
We had a good show until Rob interrupted us, but I do want to remind Rob. Here's what I want to remind Rob. Let's see. Here we go. Are you ready? This is for you, Rob. That's my closing statement. But seriously, guys, tell everybody where to find you. Your social media, that kind of stuff, and talk a little bit about Gettysburg or whatever the next event you're going to be at. Just let people know where they can get to know you guys.
So our socials are Next to Kin Paranormal on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. The next event we're going to be at is ISS Con.
Yeah, the ISS Con at Billy Creek, and we'll be there. That's, let me see here. It's
next weekend.
Yeah, it's next weekend. It's August 17th. So August 17th we'll be down there. And then September 27th to the 28th we'll be at the Warrens Paracon in Gettysburg. And then if you guys want to investigate with us, October 12th will be the lead investigators for the Get Haunted event out at White Hill Mansion in New Jersey.
I'm planning on going.
And the Supernatural Soiree. Yes, we will be there.
I'm actually planning on going to White Hill Mansion. With
October 12th?
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
Oh, cool, man. That'd be great to have you there. So, yeah.
That all depends on the money my dad will spend.
There you go.
Okay,
yeah,
guys.
That's where we'll be.
Let's all drink a glass of Kool-Aid for Rob, and I will talk to you guys later. I appreciate you being on the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Artlist.io